couple pattern pieces that you're going to need for this project is the belt. You cut 2 of that on the fold. You need the cuffs, cut 2 face to face. You need the straps. You cut 2 of this. You need pockets, cut 2. You need the back bodice. You need the front bodice. The back bodice, I think this is an error. It says the front bodice cut on fold, but I think they meant to put the back bodice. So the first thing you're going to do is take the front pant pattern, and with your fabric, I'm just going to show you what you're going to do is just take this line, you fold it to the center, and then you take this line right here and you fold it to the center. Make sure you make your markings and sew at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to show you how that looks with my fabric. Okay, so I cut slits into the lines just to show me where the markings are. You want to press your seams. You want to take the pocket facing and place it right sides together with the front of your pant, and just stitch at 1/2 inch seam allowance right on this edge. Do that for both pants. Okay, so now what you want to do is take that pocket facing, bring it over, and now you're just going to focus on the pocket itself and pin that in place, just the pocket only. Okay. So you want to sew your pockets here at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Once you're done with that, you bring it over to the edge of your pants, bring them together, and then you fold it at another 1/2 inch seam allowance. Okay, so here is your pocket facing. It's already pinned. So what you're gonna do is just sew at 1/2 inch seam allowance first, all the way through. Then afterwards, when you're done with that, if your wrong side, and here is your pocket facing, so you just want to match it up like so, just like that. Okay, so at 1/2 inch seam allowance. Your pocket should look like, I'll be doing the same thing. I am bringing the seam allowance up to the pocket facing. Now you just want to bring this over just like that. Make sure it's nice and crisp. Now we're looking at the wrong side of the front. Again, press it, make it look really nice and neat. Don't skip the step. It makes a world of difference. Okay, so now here is your wrong side of your pant, and here's your pocket facing, just like so. You want to take the edge of your pocket facing, bring it to facing. And here's your little corner like that. Now if this really bothers you, what you can do is just bring it all together. There's a notch right there, and it should align with the notch here. That way everything's in place and you don't have to go you don't have to fiddle with it too much. So the instructions say to do French seams, so we're gonna do it. So what you're gonna do is put the front pant together, wrong sides together. Normally we do them right sides together. So right side is you're seeing the seam here, and you're putting both of the front pants together, touching each other like this. But instead, with French seams, you want to do the opposite. So you want to take the wrong side here of this pant, and you want to take the other pant and do the same thing. So here's the pocket. You should be able to see the pocket right in front of you. So this should be facing each other. So basically right sides are out and the wrong sides are in. You want to pin the center seam of the front together and sew at 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then pin it. Okay, I like to press it one more time before I sew it. Okay. All right, sew at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. All right, so now you want to press this again. Now you want to open that up and you are left with this. Should look like this, and the back is encapsulated, so you won't have any raw seams poking out. Look how pretty it looks. That's what you want to see. Okay, so now you want to do the same thing with the back pant and the front pant. So here is the wrong side of the front pant, and here is the back pant, and we're just going to line both of them wrong sides together. We're going to stitch at a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way through, even following the button extensions right here. You're going to do that. Just follow all of that through. So it should look like this, sewn at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now we are going to cut it, leaving about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so now you press this. There you go. Here's the front, pocket, and then the back. Just take this little piece of thread. And now you just want to press the right side And you want to follow the same thing to the other side of the pant. So now what you're going to do is take your pins. Okay. Just going to keep it there just to keep it neat. Now I'm just going to put one right there. And I'm going to place another one right here. Now all you want to do is just sew from here to here and just edge stitch that. Okay, so I want to show you that this is the button placket area. So this is the back and then this is the right side. I did a basting stitch right here on the edge just to keep me just to keep everything looking more organized and nothing shifts, but at the end of the project I will remove this if I choose to. And what you want to do is just do a stitch basically close to where the edge here is. You'll feel it when you sew it, but you just want to square it off. But yeah, this is what you want to do. Now we're just going to create gathers by doing 2 rows of basting stitch and gathering towards the band. Now what you want to do is with the cuffs is just sew at 1/2 inch seam allowance like this. Okay, just press your seams now. The bottom of your pants gathered, you want to bring your band, match it with this side seam, with the side seam where the faux button placket is. So this is going right here. Right sides together. You want to sew this at 1/2 inch seam allowance and repeat the same steps to the other pant leg. Okay, once you're done, your gathers should look somewhat like this. So now all you have to do is just finish those seams the way you either with a serger or a picking shears. Now, my friends, we are done with the pants. We are moving to the bodice.